Halo, halo, dobry wieczór. 20:00, 8 marca w Polsce, 2021 rok. Dzień dobry, dobry wieczór. Bardzo się cieszę, że jesteście. Słuchajcie, dzisiaj mamy bardzo wyjątkowy wieczór, ponieważ jesteśmy nie tylko tutaj w Polsce, ale także ogląda nas wiele osób, zgadnijcie gdzie, za oceanem, więc ja dzisiaj będę troszkę miksował język polski i spróbuję trochę po angielsku, ok? So hello, good evening everyone who are watching us now. Now it's 8 p.m. in Poland and I think in US it's early afternoon. It's nice to see you here. We are going to have a great meeting with the great guest. You know who is it? So I will introduce her in a few seconds or in a minute. I will mix Polish and English tonight because we usually talk Polish in this show, but tonight we are all over the world. We are present in your place, wherever you are watching us, wherever you are waiting for an interview with Karyn Ross. So, dobry wieczór. Ja się bardzo cieszę, że jesteście wszyscy z nami. Ja będę się starał, słuchajcie, teraz tutaj zabawić wszystkich i widzę, że Karyn jest z nami. Hello, Karyn. Karyn is with us online at this moment, so it's nice to see you here. I'm so excited to broadcast our interview. We have met mid of February, the 16th of February. We had a great discussion. I'm going to broadcast it in a minute. It's subtitled in Polish, so we are going to talk in English, and the people who are not able to understand us, so they will read the subtitles in Polish. I think they will understand because we are only smiling there, Karyn. You remember, that was a great time. Moi drodzy, jak widzicie, nasz gość jest rzeczywiście z nami na żywo, jest Karyn. Przywitała się z nami, więc zapraszam na czat, piszcie do niej. Zapraszam też do obserwowania Karyn w jej social mediach, w szczególności na LinkedInie. Wrzuca tam świetne treści, świetne informacje. Ja zawsze zatrzymuję się, kiedy scrolluję wall na LinkedInie na tych jej postach i o tym też będzie w tym wywiadzie. Karyn, one request to you, have a look into our chat. There are many people interested to talk to you, to write to you a few words. They are happy to see you here. They are as happy as I am now. So, great. Just shortly to introduce myself to people from abroad that have never joined our evening. My name is Krzysztof Dobrowolski. You can call me Krzysztof or Chris, however you spell it. I like it, and I'm doing this online business or blog and all around since 2016. Exactly now in March, it will turn 5 years. So, słuchajcie, my w Polsce wiemy wszyscy, że Krzysiek Dobrowolski to jest Krzysiek Dobrowolski, nie jest dla ludzi. Od 2016 działa w internecie i jest obecny w kilku miejscach. I słuchajcie, wy wiecie bardzo dobrze, że jest to blog, że jest to grupa nasza, niech link będzie z wami, że jest to fanpage, LinkedIn, kanał YouTube i newsletter. Więc w tych wszystkich miejscach się widzimy. To all non-Polish speaking guests, I only shortly explain, we are present, we are a group of Polish Lean practitioners, Lean enthusiasts, and we are present in several places on the internet. So you can find me in my blog and my fan page, but we have a great community in a group. It is called in Polish Niech Lean będzie z wami, what we can translate into English, may Lean be with you. Yes, you can connect it to the Star Wars, the movie. Yes, this is the place we meet there. Okay, now we are live in YouTube, we are live in LinkedIn, and we are live on Facebook. And now I recognize my English is not so perfect as I thought it could be, but I believe you forgive me. Słuchajcie, po angielsku to ten Krzysztof Dobrowolski trochę tam sobie nawija średnio, fajnie, dobrze, lepiej lub gorzej. Mam nadzieję, że nie będzie, słuchajcie, wstydu na cały świat. Ponawijam, zaraz się przełączę. Słuchajcie, w rozmowie będzie trochę gorzej z angielskim, zanim się tam rozkręciliśmy, ale później było ok. So, słuchajcie, ta rozmowa była nagrana. Ta rozmowa była nagrana 16 grudnia. Są do niej napisy, ja ją włączę wprost, tutaj z napisami. Zostawię Was z tą rozmową, czyli pojawi się drugi Krzysztof, pojawi się Karyn i będziemy rozmawiać chyba 38 minut, a później będziemy mieli chwilę na wymianę uwag. Ja będę uważnie teraz na czacie z Wami rozmawiał. So, it's just a few seconds from starting the broadcasting of our interview, me and Karyn Ross. It was recorded the 16th of February 2021, and we are going to talk about her newest baby, The Kind Leader, the book that is coming this year. I will not tell you anything more. I will just switch to the interview. Let me do it in a second. I need to just share the screen. I have it in a separate secret place that it wasn't available for anyone until now. You can see there's another Krzysztof coming, and I see Karyn is loading. You see this black screen with this circle? She is loading. So I wish you a good time now. It's 38 minutes, I think. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. So, wszystkiego dobrego, oglądajcie, dobrego odbioru. Widzimy się za chwilę po tym wywiadzie. 38 minut przed Wami. Zapraszam. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
Hello, okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you?
Hello, Karyn. Hi, I'm very okay. How are you doing? I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you too. I'm doing great. We have a lot.
Great.
Yes, fabulous.
Fantastic.
We
Okay.
have a lot of snow here.
Really? Oh, what is your location in the US? Tell me.
I'm near Chicago, so just
Okay, so it's the north of the US.
kilometers, yes, west of Chicago.
Okay, but you keep smiling. I see your happy face. That sound it looks great. Yeah, looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Good. So I'm so happy. Thank you for accepting my invitation for this interview.
It was very kind of you to invite me.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't call it even interview because I believe it can be a chat or talk of two which like each other. I think so. Yeah, I would. Okay. Before we start, let me show you something because a picture. Okay, just a small picture. Why I'm so happy to see you, and I will explain you because first I need to explain why I invite you to that. Okay, let me just show you. Look at this. This logo, I'm sure you know, this heart, red heart in green. I love it. And
Thank you.
look here. This is my part. And just to explain you how do I look at lean. I see it as a yin yang, where is the man with the heart, and there's all the rest with the cog and this gear inside. Yeah, I'm looking for a balance. And when I see you, I always see this heart, this red, beautiful heart, and on green. And this is something that I am looking for in people always, and it's difficult to find.
We have to help people to create that, because it's very easy, especially in lean, where often there's a focus on tools and end results, to go too much on the other side, right? So we need to have that balance of heart.
Yeah, that's right.
We need the principles and practices to turn ideas into reality, but everything should start from purpose.
For sure, for sure. Oh, yes, you are right. All over around me, I see all this mechanistic use of tools, and we often forget about the man on the other side. Yeah, and that's why I really admire what you are doing. I follow you on LinkedIn and on the other places, and I'm really happy to see you here. Well, if I ask you just one simple question, what is your mission today? What is your personal mission in this world?
My mission is to help people improve the world, and really to create a world where we're focused on kindness and how we get there, rather than on where we're going. So again, people are first, right? Because the whole world is made up of people. Every organization, although maybe you go to work in an office and you use machines to make something, even, if it's insurance policy, you type on a computer.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing's going to exist without people who do the work, and every organization, the customers are human beings, right? So
yeah, you're right, absolutely right. And you are translating, I would call it a translation of lean into service world. I mean, not the production world, which sounds service world sounds like people talk to people, not to machine. Yes, is it right? And is it difficult to translate it to that word?
You're entirely right. And it's not difficult to translate it to the world, but I think what people forget about is that in services, most value is created in an interaction between two people. So you can think about almost any service interaction you have. If you call a call center and you want to answer to something, or even if you go to a store and you want to buy something. So when we think about lean in services, we have to remember that how people feel and what they experience, and that people aren't perfect. People make a lot of mistakes. Our customers are people. They're going to make a lot of mistakes.
Sure. For sure. You're absolutely right. Yes, I remember times when I was a young engineer. I was a customer quality engineer, and my job was to report to customer claims. And at the beginning, I used to hate that job because there was only a problem until I went to my customer and I met him face to face and I talked to that guy. And then since that moment, we have discussed in completely different way, because whenever I used to pick up the phone, I understood, oh, there's this guy. I remember him and I talk to the guy, not to the complaint system or whatever. Yeah.
Yes. And that's the thing to remember. Behind every complaint, behind every piece of work we're doing, then there's a human being. And that human being wants our help people. So every business, it doesn't matter whether you manufacture something or whether you're a service business, you're in business for only one reason: to serve your customer. And especially in lean and services, sometimes we forget that the customer is the most important. So people look at, they have other work to do while they're waiting for a customer call. And then when the customer calls, they think, oh, that customer is interrupting.
Right.
My work. I'm making a report, right? I'm creating a report. My boss needs a report. But the real work is not the report. The real work of every organization is to take care of the human being.
Right.
Needs their help.
Yes, and the best what we can do, I guess, is to be kind to them. Then they are kind to us. Is it right?
Yes. And we have to always have empathy and compassion and put ourselves in our customer's shoes. And we can understand that because how many times did you try to maybe order something and you can't understand exactly how to do the order, or maybe you try to do the technology and so then you have to call someone, and by that time you already feel frustrated and unhappy. And so the person who answers the phone, maybe we feel like, oh, that person is frustrated and unhappy. But we have to remember, oh, I have been in that situation many times myself. So how can I say, I know the feeling you feel. Now, please tell me the problem. Because when I understand the problem, and I always say, listen, with open eyes, open ears, open mind, and an open heart, I can, not only as the service rep, help to fix the problem, I can send the information back to the part of the process in which the work was difficult and the problem was caused, so we can fix the process. Every time we talk to a customer, we get valuable information to send to the process. To say, how can we improve the process so the other customers don't have the problem? Yeah,
I think it's in services, in particular, to see the process is difficult. Yeah, as these people just exchange information, they communicate to each other, but they do not push material, they do not move it or whatever, and that's difficult for them to understand that they are in the middle of the process.
Yes, and in fact, many people don't even think they're doing a process. Right. In service, the process that's very important is what I call the decision-making process. Because when a customer calls us, we have to make an instant decision based on the information they give us, what to do. So in service, we need management to help people have a standard decision process. Oh, because 2 words no customer wants to hear. I can't. Right? If you call, you want help. I want to also tell you something very important. All businesses, even if they manufacture something, are service businesses. Because before you get to the part to manufacture anything, the first thing that has to happen, a customer has to place an order. Right. Then we have to give the customer a quote. Then the customer has to agree, and we have to transfer the information to the small part of the business that's manufacturing. After the small part of manufacturing, the item is complete. Now we have to deliver the product to the customer. That's service. Oh, now we have to send a bill to the customer and collect the money. That's service. So every company needs to think of themselves as a service company, because 2/3 of the process is service.
You know what? Now I understand why this book is so fat. This is how you are right to service excellence.
Yes.
No, it's
Yes.
not easy. It's quite a big book. Yeah. Okay.
And I think a lot of times the manufacturing thinks we label ourselves. Oh, my company is a manufacturing company. So then we use lean in the manufacturing process, but we forget to give help that lean can give to the people who do all the service process, who talk to the customers, who do the billing and accounting. But we don't give them help to use all those good practices. We say, oh, you're okay, but a lot of the problems don't occur in manufacturing. They occur elsewhere, right where we connect with our customer.
Right. So we have just talked about the lean, and just a second before about the kindness. And let's put it together, because I think it's inseparable. What do you think?
I think that lean is a thing. It's a management philosophy and a way of working.
Right.
And in itself, lean is not kind or not kind, right? It's not kind or unkind.
Okay.
We can use lean in a kind way. We can also use it in an unkind way. So we need to be very careful in our thinking and use it in a kind way to help our customers and to help the people doing the work. So I can give you an example. It's very kind to say to the people doing the work, when a customer has a complaint, or if it's difficult to do the work, please tell us, because we want to know and we want to help you and we want to hear your ideas about what to do to make things better. It can also be unkind when we say to people who do the work, we want to hear your ideas and we want for you to fix the problem, but we're not going to give you help to fix the problem. We want you to spend extra time and you come up with all the solutions and you do everything to fix the problem, because now the people who do the work have to take care of the customer and they have to find time to fix the problems. So we have to make sure and be kind as management to say, we're going to give you the help you need. We're going to come to help you. Taiichi Ohno didn't tell managers to go to Gemba just to see and then leave. He said, go to Gemba and help people. So management has to do their part too, or it's unkind, right?
Right. Do you see they are really, I mean, the management, the people, they are really using this way, the kind way of managing? Because I ask these questions because I observe that most of them, they prefer this unkind way. Why they choose this unkind way, which is also, in my opinion, an efficient way?
I am in agreement with you, and I think that there's a misunderstanding about lean, that it's something from the bottom up, that it's just something for the frontline people, that we're going to empower people on the front line to fix things. At Toyota, the people making the cars, they are empowered to pull the end-on cord to identify a problem. And they do help to work on fixing the problems in quality circles, but not while they're doing their work. When they pull the end-on cord, the team lead comes, and then the group leader comes to help them. So I think the misunderstanding is that lean is only for the front line. Lean is for everyone. And for leaders to be kind and use lean kindly, they have to understand their job and their responsibility. Their job is to be kind and make sure the process works well so people can be successful. When people come to work, they want to do the things that will serve their customers. They want, that's why we work.
Of course, I fully agree with you. Some years ago, I went to US to work for a short time at Amazon, one of their buildings, and I have been learning how to drive such an organization because we were opening one in Poland. What I was not only surprised, I was shocked that the general manager of that building used to spend 2 hours every morning walking around this building, asking 2 questions to the people. First one was, how are you doing? And the second was, what can I help you? Really, every day, 2 hours.
I understand. And actually, you know, I just submitted a new manuscript to the publisher, and the book is called The Kind Leader.
Right.
A practical guide to eliminating fear, creating trust, and leading with kindness. And actually, it's not a lean book, though it takes what I've learned from lean. And there's 3 kind leader practices: think kindly, speak kindly, and act kindly. And each has 3 key behaviors. And in the act kindly behavior, the first one is check in with people and not on them, so that you go and you see and you ask people, how are you doing? Not what are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you doing? And then the second behavior, listen with open eyes, open ears, open mind, and an open heart, so you can figure out what to do to help them. Right? That's the most important thing. When we go and see, if we are not opening our eyes, our ears, our mind, and our heart to understand, people are whole people. It's not just how the process is working. Maybe one of our relatives is sick.
Right.
Maybe our child is struggling. We have to help people as people, and then they can be successful. That's kind. That's how lean go and see is kind. If you just go and see as the leader and you say, hey, well, too bad for you. Now I spent my time, I walked around and I went to see, but you did nothing to help. That's not kind. That's actually unkind.
Right. In Poland, we have a saying that translated into English would sound like, you are pouring honey on my heart. You know, that's the feeling I have inside of me right now when I hear it. That sounds great. You said you are going to publish a new book.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
when? Tell me when. I want to read it.
It should be available late spring or early summer. I submitted the finished manuscript to the publisher. And so now they're in the editing part, and they're going to, so we just have to go through the rest of the process. So early spring, late spring, early summer, on its way. So you'll hear lots more about it from me on LinkedIn and through other places.
Okay, great. I can't wait it. And you say it's gonna be a practical guide or manual for leaders, yes, for managers. Is it right?
Yeah. And actually, it's a practical guide for leaders. But I want everyone to understand that every single one of us is a leader. So the definition of a leader for me is very simple. A leader is a person who has at least one person following them. And in the book, I talk about each of us as we go through our day, in our family, at work, and in the community. Sometimes we have a leader hat on. Sometimes we have a follower hat on. Right. So maybe at work, I'm not the leader. I'm work on a team, right? I'm a follower. But when I go home, I'm the leader in my family. I coach my child's sports team. So we all wear a leader and follower hat many days. So we all must learn to be kind leaders. And when we go to work and our leader is kind, we imitate what our leader does. So we can then, when we put on our leader hat, we act that way and spread kindness. If our leader is unkind, what happens? When we put on our leader hat, we're unkind. So think about it. If your boss at work is unkind and shouts at you, maybe you feel terrible and you go home and you shout at your child, and your child goes to school and shouts at their friend. We have a choice. We can spread kindness in the world, or we can spread fear and unkindness. And each of us has to look carefully at ourselves and say, I'm a leader. I need to learn these things because I'm a leader and I influence other people.
It all means it's not a book for managers. It's a book for everyone. Yeah, is it right?
That is correct.
To use it also outside of work. Yeah.
Correct.
And I remember in our conversation, you mentioned there is a Polish connection in that book. Can you tell us about it?
Yes, there is a wonderful professor named Dorota Jasielska, and I'm sorry if I pronounce her name incorrect. Okay. And she is a professor who's studying kindness. And so she did a wonderful study about the effect of kindness on trust through situational leadership. And what she found in her research is that when you add kindness, then trust in organizations goes way up. So actually, when leaders act kindly, there is scientific evidence that organizational trust will grow. So her work is in the book, and it's very, very interesting. And I was super happy to find it because, you know, my grandparents were Polish, so I have a Polish connection.
Really?
Yes.
You surprised me so much. Yes. Oh, great.
So I'm super happy to have that connection in the book and to have her work in the book. And she was kind enough to do an interview. There are 28 leaders interviewed who were kind enough to give their stories for the book.
Great. Oh wow! I will search for that professor to reach her. I hope I can find her. That sounds great.
Yes, and so many people shared their stories, and of course, because you know, I believe in practice and learning by doing. We can talk about kindness all we want, but it's not going to make a kinder world. It's not going to make a kinder work environment. We have to practice. So in the book, there's a theory section and discussion with studies and stories from leaders. And then the next section is a practice section. So you practice the behaviors. And then actually there's a third section in the book, which is a short story that I wrote that runs throughout the whole book about two leaders who are practicing kind leadership for you to reflect on. So we have to put our learning. It's not really learning until we practice, right? We just have information. We have to practice to turn that into real knowledge and a better, kinder world for all of us.
Okay. That sounds very interesting. This way of writing a book, that I can get a piece of knowledge and then try it, and then I get another piece of knowledge and I try it again. Yes. So this book can help me to develop some new behaviors. I believe. Oh.
Absolutely. That is the purpose of the book. And actually, we're going to go back now to Lean, because isn't that actually how we learn Lean? Through PDCA. We have a plan.
Yeah.
That we have to do. That key step of doing, right? Then we check and adjust what we're doing. We learn by doing. So even though you are not going to hear the words and see PDCA in this book, that is what it's based on. Learn by doing.
I have just pictured this PDCA in my head when you were explaining this parts of the book. That's excellent. Let me ask you one more question about kindness. You said this professor from Poland, she used to do some scientific work. Does it mean we can measure kindness somehow?
Actually, and you're going to find this in the book as well. We should measure kindness, because think about it. Almost every organization has some kind of values statement or vision statement that said we're going to act with integrity, we're going to respect people, we're going to care about people. But then we don't actually tell people, what does caring look like? Oh, when we go to a meeting, it means we put down our devices and we don't look at them. Oh, it means we don't interrupt people. We let people finish. Oh, it means we try out people's ideas. We don't define those things so that we have an organizational standard for what that looks like. Once we, as a leader, that's your job, to define that organizational standard. Then we can actually measure. Oh, I went to this meeting and someone looked at their cell phone 200 times. That's not kind.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I think many organizations, they miss this approach, especially at the lowest leadership level. We do not teach these leaders to be leaders. We promote, for example, the best operator with the best result to be a leader, but we don't give him any tools, or we don't support him to really lead people. Yeah?
No, and that is not very kind, is it?
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Yeah, we just leave him. Yeah, we tell him, okay, you are now a leader. Go on, make a result or deliver a result, and he's alone.
Yes, and in fact, a lot of times people think the definition of my leader is being kind to me is that they're leaving me alone to do my work. Sometimes we hear this when we ask people what the definition of respect is. Actually, leaving people alone to struggle is very unkind. The definition for me of kindness is that your leader will go to check in with you, see how you're doing, listen to see how they can help you, and then help. If your family member is struggling with someone or something, do you just say to your family member, too bad for you, go and struggle? No, you say, how can I help you? You check in with them many times to see how they're feeling, how they're doing, not what they are doing, how they are doing. That's kind. We need to do that in business. We are not separate. We are interconnected. And that's what we need to help people create, because when we are so separate and there's so much competition, winners, losers, that's what creates fear.
Right.
That's what creates fear. The opposite of that connection, that interconnection. Let me help you. Let's work on this together. That's what creates trust and kindness. And where there is kindness, there is no fear.
Right. Karyn, we need your book as soon as possible, really. When we finish this conversation, I will write to some publishers here in Poland. I have some contacts there, and I will ask them to bring it as soon as possible to Poland. I know it takes some time to translate it, but we need it, really need it. I think I haven't read any of that kind of book about the kindness in business in general, not only in Lean. Yeah.
When I went to do the research to find out, I could find there were very, very few books. Sometimes there were books that had a compilation of articles, how to use kindness to make better business results. This book is not about that. This book is about how to use kindness as the means to make a better world, to treat people better. I assure you, and you'll find it in the book too, because there's lots of statistics. When we do that, all the results will be better. So many people have so much stress and unhappiness in their life, and COVID has only made that worse. We need to do the things as leaders, each of us, to bring people together so we can reduce our stress, so we can all be happier, so we can have kinder interactions in families, in our communities, in politics. This is what we need. We're all we're all here together. You're in Poland, I'm here.
Right.
But look, we're together. Our feet touch the same earth.
Right. Oh, that was nice. That was very nice. I love it. Yeah, you bring some kind of, do you think, or maybe that's the wrong way of understanding, do you bring a kind of feminine root to the business that comes from, I can't imagine that a man writes this kind of book. Is there any meaning? Does it
okay, so I want to tell you, and actually behind me, I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah.
To move this, it's Taiichi Ono. It's Sakichi Toyoda's 5 precepts. So again, we're going to go back to Lean. What does Sakichi Toyoda say? Always strive to build a home-like atmosphere at work that is warm and friendly. This is the basis of Lean. Treat people like your family, because the truth is, we are all part of the same family, the human family. This is where Lean started. We forgot. We forgot.
You don't need to convince me. I love it. I believe the people that will watch us soon in Poland, they will also love it. I'm gonna publish this conversation on the 8th of March, does it? Do you know the date? It's very, very popular in Poland. We call it International Women's Day and so on. So kindness is perfect for that day, in March.
Oh, that is totally wonderful. And in United States, maybe also in Poland, that March is Women's History Month. I would say history. Wow. I'm going to say history.
That's great.
Totally perfect. And
so I will add some translation and subtitles to that to make it accessible for everyone in Poland, so they can. Some of them they will listen to us. Some of them they will read the subtitles to get this message from you. I'm really happy to be the one to bring it to Poland. This makes me really happy.
And you are the first person who will interview me and have information about this book. So I'm going to say thank you for kindness, and thank you for bringing this topic to not only Poland, but the world, where, as I said, we're all here together. Our feet touch the same earth. No matter where we are all family.
You see, I can't stop smiling during all the conversation. I'm in love with you. Yes, thank you very much for accepting this invitation. It was very nice to meet you. I have one more point for you, just to tell you, I'm impressed and I love your drawings, that you publish, these colorful things about the planting love, planting kindness and growing love, and I can't say a word. I love it. Every time I scroll a wall on LinkedIn or wherever, and I stop at it, and then I have, like, that's the moment I want to stop for a while, just to think about this picture, about this small sentence, and then, okay, the world stops for a second. For me, that's my personal impression. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. And actually, I'm going to show you something. So you're the first who's going to see the Kind Leader book.
Yeah.
Has its whole own visual language. And these are the practices and behaviors, and all of the drawings are all my own drawings too.
I love it. I love it. Fantastic. Karyn, thank you very much. That was a great time for me. I hope to see you in Poland one day, maybe. I can.
After COVID, for sure.
Look at this for a second. Hey, that's 2018. I met you there. I was in your workshop. I was in your speech, in your presentation. That was a great time. Since then, I'm in love with you. Thank you very much again. Have a good day. It's the morning in Chicago. We have afternoon. It's 4:34 p.m. So we are after work already. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you next time. Bye-bye. Jak wam się podobało? Było wszystko już słychać później. Przepraszam za to malutkie zamieszanie na samym początku. Oczywiście nie odhaczyłem jednego małego okienka i tak to się porobiło. So how did you like it? I need some time to come back to my senses. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm still excited. It's very excited. I see Karyn is still with us, and there is one more thing. She is going to announce something in the comments. So she's now with us on LinkedIn Live, and she will announce something big, something that nobody knows yet. What is it going to be? Let's see. Moi drodzy, no ja się po prostu trochę tutaj wiecie, zestresowałem, bo to nie jest łatwa sprawa rozmawiać sobie z panią z wielkiego świata. Karyn jest fantastyczną osobą, ja się spiąłem. Dzisiaj słyszę, jak tragiczny akcent angielski, jak mój angielski posiada, ale słuchajcie, zupełnie się tym nie zamierzam przejmować. Karyn za chwilę coś nam tutaj ciekawego ogłosi. Już widzę, że na LinkedInie leci ogłoszenie, słuchajcie, ja tutaj pokażę teraz, zobaczmy, co pani Karyn napisała. The new school for kind leaders. Hey guys, no, this is going to be great. Yes, let's go to LinkedIn comments and let's discuss it with Karyn. She is there. We can directly type to her and ask her more questions if you wish. I believe she can stay with us a little bit longer. Moi drodzy, jeżeli macie ochotę, to zapraszam teraz na LinkedIna. Pod tą transmisją, która tam też w tej chwili leci, można się dołączyć do konwersacji z Karyn. Ona w tej chwili jest tam z nami na żywo i będzie prawdopodobnie odpowiadała na nasze pytania. Warto byłoby skorzystać z tej okazji. Słuchajcie, ten wywiad w całości, ale już bez mojego gadania na początku i na końcu, pojawi się jutro na YouTubie jako osobne wideo, więc zapraszam do obejrzenia w wolnej chwili, w spokoju. Napisy można włączać i wyłączać. Nie wiem, czy da się wyłączyć Krzyśka, a zostawić Karyn, żeby było tylko dobre angielskie słychać. Dziękuję wam bardzo za dzisiejszy wieczór. And everyone who wants to listen to that interview once again, tomorrow you will find it as a separate video on my YouTube channel. Without my beginning and my ending, without all this talk you could hear today, without my mistake that I made at the very beginning, I believe you forgive me. See you next time. Whenever you want to connect with your Polish colleagues, Polish Lean practitioners, Polish Lean enthusiasts, just join us here. We are here at the same time every evening on Monday. See you there. Dziękuję Wam bardzo, do zobaczenia. Dzisiaj, słuchajcie, jestem tak podekscytowany, że muszę sobie po prostu pójść i wypić szklankę zimnej wody teraz, dobra? Ale będę za chwilę jeszcze z tym w komentarzach. Trzymajcie się, do zobaczenia, widzimy się jak zawsze co tydzień. A to wideo jutro osobno jako wywiad będzie na YouTubie dostępny. Cześć, trzymajcie się, dobranoc, cześć, papa.